Y'all, I know y'all probably hearing us go crazy, but
it's an every week thing for us.
Now it says we're live. Maybe.
It's every week. I don't care what
YouTube
happens.
told us live streaming wasn't available.
Yeah,
so
what in the world? We're probably being monitored or something. I don't know.
Y'all probably heard every word we said. At least I wasn't lippy. I didn't say a whole bunch of ugly words. I started to.
Well,
the
intent of the heart is what God looks on, not what actually proceeds out the mouth.
Okay.
You know?
So how much did y'all actually hear, and are you hearing us now? Are we even live? Y'all let us know.
You're going to have to say something to us, because I'm telling you.
It kind of just did a taste test on carrots. Does that count as dinner? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Everybody's jumping in.
We got to give it. Come on, guys.
Catch up with us. We're all green. It says we're good to go.
Good evening, Lou, just Lou, Texas Plow Girl, Leroy, Mark Kreger. I never say his name right.
What difference is it? He knows who you're talking about.
Greta. Let's see who else we got.
Yes, I hear y'all. Okay, Leroy said he hears.
Mr. John, okay. Craig. We got a Helen, Mary, Catherine, I Am of Me,
okay.
Eagle Lover, Susan. We got
Big Brother is watching. I believe that. I'm telling you. We went to get on. And as soon as I click the button, YouTube is not available. Or live streaming is not available. I'm like, what? It is not available. I just seen it.
Oh, just heard you from the start. Talk about the internet of heart or something. I don't know what it's saying. It's going so fast.
Yeah, it's going fast. That's all right, though.
All our friends are in here. We're
Let's
good.
Let's just keep rolling. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's like an auction, you know what I mean? We can just keep it going. Come on.
All right. Y'all want CDs or paper? Disc or paper?
Do you want disc or paper? We were talking about that today.
No, I didn't get my hair cut. I just took a bath, washed it, and didn't.
She had her weekly bath. Don't ever lie to
bath.
you. She had her Saturday night bath.
Y'all want to know how to save water? Don't take a bath.
Don't take a bath all week. That's it.
But no, I just washed it. I've been all day long telling you. First thing this morning, I said, I'm going to take a bath this morning. Well, I didn't do it. I waited till this evening because we had so much going on. I like morning baths.
Today has been a big day. We froze our butts off this morning working on the cannon kitchen, but
we didn't.
I did. Wanda stayed in the house and worked in the house. I froze my tail off this morning working on the cannon kitchen, but we made some progress.
Yeah. Well, I did help him a little bit.
She helped me a little bit. I come in, I need some help lifting plywood or something, or moving the countertop. But
Wanda had a goal. And I don't have pictures right now because I didn't get anything done in here. I've been busting it all day. Danny's been busting it. We've been in 2 different places. But my dining room has no sweet potatoes in the floor. There's no canned jars on the table. Everything's picked up, put up, looks nice. I shelled out some. Yeah, right here. Where is it?
Where is it at? Look at that.
Bush okra.
Bush okra. She finally shelled it out after it's been sitting in there all year.
No, it's only been 2 months.
That was last year.
Well, technically.
It was last
year. And, okay, it says it just reconnected.
It's bad tonight. I don't even know why. We got perfect weather and it's bad.
And it's green. Usually red or orange. But anyway, I said I have 9. I'll tell you 3rd time. I have 9 bush okras in Danny's seed tray. We're going to see that if these will germinate and come up and plant them around. Yeah, everybody's saying it's buffering.
Oh, that's just crazy. What'd I tell you?
They don't want us to do anything.
Well, here we go. The bottom line is this. All the power lines are froze. All the internet systems are froze. Maybe the outer space is froze. Who knows? Stone County internet. That is totally correct, Aletha.
If y'all want something, it ain't going to happen in Stone County. Just saying. Now, we know people that have good internet. Too much ice on the towers.
No, that's possible.
It's been 40-something degrees today. It should have all melted. Anything around here melted and fell off. It's too hot.
But we did receive a shipment of trees today. and the pots that they were in were frozen like a block of ice. So wherever they came from, it was cold, and I hope it didn't kill the trees because the whole pot was just a block of ice. I mean, literally, you could bang it on something; it was solid.
Hey, Miss Francine, I got your letter this week. That was one thing.
Yep.
And I didn't bring it in here. But anyway, Miss Francine, I did get your letter. Thank you. Because she had asked last week, did I get it? And
Yeah.
We got it the first of the week. And I don't think we've been back to the post office.
We ain't been to the post office
we
all
didn't
week.
go the first of the week. We went one time.
We went one time the first of the week.
I think it's the middle of the week.
Was it?
Yeah, like Wednesday or Thursday. Maybe Thursday. We didn't go the first of the week because it's freezing, remember? He don't know, y'all.
I don't know. We don't. Our life here is so mundane. We forget what day it is. We forget what month it is. We forget what year it is. You know.
Thank you, guys. I don't let my hair down long because it drives me crazy, and I just pull it back so I'm, this is it. Even when my kids were little, I wore it braided down the back because it was down to my butt. It was long, and I wore it braided down the back in one long ponytail because I couldn't stand to do anything with it all over the place. What you looking at?
I'm looking at what is that? JRENCE Drent's Wolf.
J. Renee.
J. Renee Wolf. Anyway, we looked at some land in Stone County, Missouri.
We did.
We did. We was looking at land in Stone County, Missouri. Too cold up there for us, though. I'm gonna tell you.
Y'all, I made these today. It was kind of an accident. Y'all know how I cook. I took sweet potatoes, the white ones that I had cut like French fries, and I had put them in the freezer, and I took them out, and they had thawed out, and I was thinking, what can I do with them? So I put them in a dish, put some brown sugar over them, and put some coconut and some raisins over in there and a touch of water, and I baked them. And I thought, this is a good dessert for him. He'll like it. He didn't really like it. He said the sweet potatoes didn't have enough oomph in them. You had to have a bite of raisin and coconut to even make it taste like anything. So I put it in the fridge a couple of days ago, and today I said, I don't want to throw that out, and he don't want to eat it, so what can I do with it? So I threw it over in the Ninja. Y'all, I love my Ninja. I put all of it in the Ninja, added some more sugar, 3 eggs, some, what's that flour I got? Cassava flour.
Yeah.
A quarter of a cup of cassava flour and a little bit of milk. And y'all, it turned into a nice cake type substance that tastes really good. And he could eat it.
And she don't know what she's gonna call it yet.
Sweet potato bars, something, I don't know.
Oh.
That's good.
Anyway, I guess
done.
the whole subject. Okay. I guess the whole subject tonight is,
my hair and my stuff.
Discs or paper. I hope that the past week and a half has been a wake-up call for everybody. Because power's been out. People's been locked in their homes. They can't get out. Internets have been down. I mean, all kinds of stuff. And if you were depending upon a disc for your information or for something that you had saved and wanted to go back and watch and you had no power or nothing, then you just stuck.
Sinclair got approved for Elon Musk satellite.
Oh, great deal. Then, if you have paper, then you can sit by a fire, you can open up a book, or you can open up a pamphlet, or whatever it is that you have, and you can actually read it on real paper rather than digital. So I think that paper is the way to go. Now, I know you have to kill a tree to make a book. I do get that. But you know what? All indications is, if you look at the forestry department, we're planting more trees than we're harvesting, according to them. So it's not a bad thing.
The accidental chef.
That's what we're gonna call her, the accidental chef.
I make some good stuff by accident.
She comes up with more stuff accidentally than most people do on purpose.
Most people's taste like crap.
Yeah, I know it. Most people's do. Yours always tastes good. Now she's got some She's got some beef that she cans. I'm gonna tell you, it's the best stuff I have ever eaten in my life. That stuff is so good.
So Heidi says she got a vertical planter. She's so excited. Y'all, I had a video that was supposed to went up today because everybody was asking when we did the high tunnel videos this week and showed the progress and what was going on in them, what was going on with the GreenStalks. I did a video, intended to have it out today because I went out there this morning because this is the first time I opened it in what 5 or 6 days, and so I videoed as I opened it, so y'all see what I see. It's going to be on Crazy Days, and I'm not going to give it away what my GreenStalk looks like, but I think y'all will be amazed at a non-heated GreenStalk. It was in a mini greenhouse. What lived, what didn't live, and what it looks like. I'm really excited, and GreenStalk they got a pretty red one. So if anybody likes red, it's a limited offer. I saw them pop it up a couple of days ago, and I'm like, oh, I want a red one. I got an anniversary coming up in July.
Yeah, I know about half a year. You got one coming up.
I want a red GreenStalk.
Okay. Call them and tell them you want one.
I will. But I do have that, and I don't remember what else we got going on. Oh, we got the freeze dryer. I got a video on our first freeze dryer, what we did in the freeze dryer the first time. It'll be up maybe Monday.
Yeah, it'll be Monday. We've been freeze drying a couple of things in it just as an experiment. Learned some lessons today. About some different things in the freeze dryer.
That takes a little longer than others.
Yeah. Danny, what nutrients does blueberries and raspberries need? Well, first of all, they're like an acidic soil. They need around a 5 pH to a 5.5.
See, Lynn got the red.
And they love nitrogen early in the year so that it boosts their growth and their berry formation and stuff like that. And they're both basically the same right there. But the main thing is just they don't need a lot of fertilizer. A lot of people use cottonseed meal around them, but acid soil.
All right. Ray wants to know, is it too early to plant potatoes? Where do you live?
It depends on where well, Ray Ferguson lives in
so you know where Ray lives?
Is it Tylertown? Where's it?
Is that the one that? Okay, I don't know.
I don't remember. Is it Carrier or Tyler? I can't. We have.
If you're close to us, then yeah, you can plant them now. A video on the canned beef? Yes, I did a video on canning the beef. I think I did one on the stir fry too. I don't remember.
It's good. I know that.
I have a playlist called Canning. CANNING. Type in Canning Deep South Homestead. Or canning beef, Deep South Homestead. You should be able to pull it up.
Yeah. And little NC Farmer's right. Okra that has been freeze dried, they say is wonderful. I don't know yet.
We plan on doing that.
We plan on doing some of it. That's for sure.
Yeah. So let me see. You've been Tylertown. He's in Tylertown.
Tylertown. I knew it was somewhere up that way right there. I knew it was by Columbia or somewhere around.
Do you read your messages after you stop viewing? You talking about this?
I read everything.
Now, if it's the live stream and we click off and the people are still chatting, I don't see anything after that, but I could go back, I guess, once it renders and it's up, it puts the live chat there about an hour, hour and a half after if you watch the live chat immediately after we're off, the live is not, where y'all are chatting is not there. But about 2 hours afterward, they put that in with it. It's supposed to be there. Okay,
first of all, it's not too early to plant potatoes if you're in Tylertown. And the question was asked, is red soil, clay soil acidic? It depends. You've got to take a soil sample to find out, or take a pH meter and put it in the soil to find out.
Would your canning beef recipe work with pork? Yes.
Yes.
I did pork too. I also
did done some ham. Excellent ham. That turned out to taste just like taste like Spam or?
No. Don't say my stuff tastes like Spam.
Yeah, but you said it was good.
Spam tastes horrible.
Yeah. Depends on your taste, I reckon.
Spam ain't good.
Yeah.
Ham tastes like when you can it, that like a I don't know, it tastes like you just took the ham out of the oven on Thanksgiving morning to eat. That's what
Yeah.
it tastes like in a jar.
They want to know what kind of trees I got. I got hazelnut trees. I wanted some hazelnuts here on the property because they grow fast and they're edible.
And Grower's Solution was very good to us, and we contacted them. Says, you got any? They said they did. So we got 3 hazelnuts.
We got 3 hazelnuts from Grower Solutions.
So if y'all are looking for trees, now I'm not saying they have everything in, but check them out also. They do have trees as well as greenhouses. You want to tell them about the greenhouses? Because some people thought we lost our
a lot of people thought we lost our English peas in the greenhouse to the freeze and all that. We did not. The English peas were fair and okay. It's just that the powdery mildew had took them, and we did everything. We sprayed them with the stuff, the baking soda and water.
It only made it worse.
It only made it worse. It didn't get better. It got worse. So Wanda and I finally made an executive decision to go in and harvest all the beans off of them as we pulled them up and just get them out of there.
But we decided that, like, the day we made the video talking about all the fans and everything, and we showed y'all that there was a mildew problem in there, we had done picked 3 gallons out of them, shelled peas, 3 gallons shelled. So that's a lot of English peas for that small amount. So we decided that afternoon to pull them, but we didn't pull them. We left them, and we came in and decided to do it a day or 2 later, and we had the freeze. So the freeze did freeze the English peas. The peas in the hull were frozen, but they weren't hurt because they had just, I mean, it'd be like putting them in the freezer. Yeah. We just had to shell cold English peas. And we just pulled them up that morning, and when he did the second video with all of them gone, it's not that we lost the English peas. They were already done.
Yeah.
We got 3.5 gallons, plus ate a lot. I didn't even count what we ate. So say 4.5 to 5 gallons of English peas off of those in the greenhouse. So I think that, to say we lost them, no.
If you freeze dry meat, you have to cook it first. No, you don't have to. We probably will, but you don't have to. Questions are going by so fast, I ain't catching up.
Y'all gonna have to put them in all caps, and you might have to put them a time or two because I can't see them. There's so much I can't.
Do we sell any at the farmer's market? No, we do not sell at a farmer's market. We don't even have a farmer's market here.
No, we don't have one in our area.
If you go to a farmer's market, you'd have to drive an hour from here.
Yes. I think they may have one in Hattiesburg, one on the coast, and one in Columbia. And all 3 of those are about an hour away from us. We do eat a lot of English peas, and a lot of carrots, and a lot of green beans. That's something that we eat a lot of. That's why we plant a lot.
Yes.
So you want to talk about one of them books?
Yeah.
Start with this bottom one.
Why don't I just start with the top one and just work
I was
my way down?
That was the one I thought you was gonna.
No.
Okay.
What I wanted to do tonight was I want to share with y'all some of the different books that I keep in my library that I feel like are really encouraging books. They're good books. Now, some of them I already know what's in them when I get them, but it's always good for me because sometimes I like to go back and refresh myself, and I like to read up on some stuff. And I guess one of the good books for a beginner would be this one right here. Hunt, Gather, and Cook by Hank Shaw.
Let me tell Shane. Shane, the potatoes I sent, plant whole. If they have long, what you call them, sprouts, clip them off to about this far above and plant them.
Do we can venison? Yes, we can venison. But this book right here, Hunt, Gather, and Cook, this is a fantastic book for a beginning homesteader, somebody who doesn't have a lot of knowledge about their area. I mean, this is a really good book to have. It tells everything from, I mean, it's entitled Finding the Forgotten Feast, because really all the land that surrounds us, the woods and everything like that, is a feast or a smorgasbord if you know how to go into it and you know what you're looking for. That's why it's so important to have a book like this and to know what is available in your area. Now, this covers, basically, I think this covers the whole United States, to be honest with you. So, so that's a really good book.
It says Hank Shaw is the Grizzly Adams of our time. If any of you are around our age, you know who Grizzly Adams is.
Yeah.
All the younger people, look it up. You might get if they went back and watched Grizzly Adams, they might get a good education.
Oh, they might.
I mean, and you'd be entertained. So this says whether it comes from the land, sea, air, or somewhere in between. He teaches you how to find animals, fruits, herbs, fish,
everything,
birds, the whole 9 yards, everything.
And it actually has recipes in it.
And tells you how. Does it tell you how to catch them? Or what
it tells you everything about them. Tells you how to identify them, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, from coast to coast.
Yeah, it's the whole United States.
So, one book: hunt, gather, and cook.
Now another book. This is from a friend of ours who actually wrote this book and shared it with us.
And he might be watching.
And he may be watching here tonight, because lots of times on our live streams he'll pop in. Sometimes he just hides in the background. I do that on his. I can't say nothing. I hide in the background a lot of times. And
I tell him I'm there.
And just sit and watch just to see what people say. And then I may chime in a little bit toward the end. But this is our good friend David the Good. He has a book here called Compost Everything. David wrote this book, and it has a lot of really good information in it. For someone who does a lot of raised beds, container gardening. See, Wanda and I have container gardening. We have raised beds. This is really ideal for us to help us to understand, a little bit more about composting and stuff like that. And some of the things we've learned is that we can't use cow manure anymore. We can't use horse manure, sheep manure.
And we didn't know that. We did a video. It was in David's book, so he sent us the book. So it talks about the graze-on issue and stuff like that.
Yes. Very, very good book. Talks about using human manure,
worms,
animal manure, worms, castings.
What you can compost, what you can't compost.
Yeah.
Basically, you can compost everything.
You can compost everything. It's just that some things you don't want to add certain compost piles. But
and David the Good has a channel, so you can check out David the Good on YouTube.
Yep.
But you can get his book on Amazon.
Yeah. Another one is another subscriber of ours sent this book. And I read it the other day again, just because every so often I'll pick these books up and I'll refresh my memory. And I'm always picking out some little something that I didn't catch the first time around, And this is Ms. Patricia Rhodes' book. She wrote this book. It's a beginner's guide to organic raised bed gardening by Patricia Rhodes, and she's a subscriber of ours. And she sent us this book. We literally fell in love with it. It's all about organic, why to do organic, the nutrition in organic, the sustainability of going organic. It just covers a lot of stuff. It tells you about how to prepare a bed, how to mulch it, planting, trellising, all kinds of stuff. Fertilization table tells you when to fertilize, how often to fertilize, what plant needs what.
What type fertilize.
And what type of fertilize goes with what plant. Is, when to water, all about the pH of the soil, pests, diseases, and stuff like that is all in this book right here.
And I think you can get this on Amazon also. I was supposed to look a while ago, but I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon. So check out Patricia's book also, especially if you're doing raised beds.
Yeah, that's really a fantastic book.
So Amy figured out how to find Compost Everything, the guide to extreme composting. It is on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you using my link? Go to my Amazon and go through and get it.
Yeah.
She just went to Amazon. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But y'all can use our link in the description and go through there and find it. All right. So what else? It's giving me time to eat. And this is not supper. This was snack.
Southern Bless says, can we put up a list of the books we're talking about on Facebook?
I could. Do you want me to put it in Deep South Homestead on the page? If you do, I can do that. If I don't forget, send me a message afterward and say, hey, put those books on Facebook. And I'll try to remember to do that.
Okay. Another book, and this guy may be here tonight too because he's one of our subscribers. See, we have a lot of subscribers that wrote a lot of good books.
Hold on. Somebody said, I'm a happy person. I'm always laughing. What is your secret? I got out of a really bad marriage and married somebody that made... Okay, that too. I'm crazy. But I spent a lot of years very depressed, very, what would you say? I don't know the word.
I didn't know you before you married me, so I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question.
I was very depressed and very just, and I always laughed to make people think everything's okay. And when I met Danny, he told me I could be anything I wanted to be. And I said, well, I just want to be myself. And so he has not stopped me. He might should have. Sometimes.
I ain't stopped her. I told her, I said, look, the only way a person can be happy is to be who you are.
Exactly. You can't try to be somebody.
If you're trying to pretend to be someone else, I mean, I used to teach this to people when I was in counseling. I tell them, I say, just be who you are. Don't try to mimic your life after someone else. Don't try to please somebody else, because if you do, you make them miserable and you. Just be who you are, you know, and
thank you, Mark, for coming in.
You know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, she's a great lady. Anyway.
He likes to get fed well. I'm just saying.
Anyway. Okay. Make sure we ain't missing nothing right here.
They're just telling people to hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like button, because the more times you hit the like button, the better off it is for our algorithm.
Yeah. Comment and like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. It helps us. If you just watch and don't ever like it, subscribe, or comment, it doesn't help us get into an algorithm. But it does help if you do all that stuff. All right, back to the next book. This one comes in handy for situations like y'all had last week. Danny and I were kind of relatively easy here. It got cold, and it kind of got frozen a little bit, but it wasn't iced over.
We didn't ice over. It was about 30 miles north of us got ice. We got some sleet, and we got some snow.
But if you don't know what to do and how to do it, Ron Foster can.
Ron Foster, here we go. Here we go. Old Fart Survival Guide by Ron Foster. One of our subscribers, one of our dear friends will come on here occasionally. Mr. Ron has these books. This book covers everything.
It does. It covers everything. I'm fixing to look and see if it has one on cold. Just cause. Keep talking.
No. But anyway, you know, it's one of these things whenever you're when you're sitting around on them cold days and you got a nice fire going and you look at yourself and you go, man, I wish I could go outside, but I can't. It's just too cold to do anything. What can I do? Well, the best thing to do is to increase your intelligence by breaking open a really good book. And if you do like me, you get about 3/4 of the way into it and you fall asleep. You know, because it is so relaxing to sit and read a good book. Now, right now, I'm into watching the old 1800 and 1700 barn bills, how all these old barns were put together and stuff like this, because it fascinates me as to how our forefathers built their barns, because a barn was a big part of life. It was part of your sustainability. It was part of what kept you functioning and kept you fed, kept your animals in warmth and just a good location. And I'm trying to read up on this as much as I can.
Okay, so I looked up Old Fart Survival Guide on fires, cooking, and heat, because that's where a lot of people were all yanked on last week. They didn't have gas or electricity. One of the two. Some people didn't have gas at all. Some let theirs go out. Some, whatever. But you didn't have a way to cook or stay warm. He's got all kinds of tips in here about how to stay warm. He even shows how to do some fires, different types of fires, different types of stuff, different ways to cook over stuff. More here, and he explains these in here. So if you were needing a way to cook something, and he even shows the silver fire rocket stoves. Danny and I have one of those, and we have 2 rocket stoves that Danny created himself. And he shows a silver fire. What is that? A heater? Is a portable heater. There's all kinds of ways. He talked about surviving the cold, but he talks about surviving anything in here. So this is a good book.
John, the black gums should grow up in North Alabama. They usually grow wherever there's water at. And they're usually a good indication if you're needing to put down a well or something like that, that the water's pretty close to the surface of the ground. If you're near a black gum or what's called a poplar or a tulip poplar, either one of those trees will let you know that water is very close to the top of the ground, and both those trees should grow where you're talking about.
Southern Bless, we watch Flutie Lick. Danny's kind of hooked on Jared.
Oh yeah, me and Jared are good friends. Jared's a great guy. I love his barn build. I laughed at him the other day trying to go down the hills with all that ice up there. He's kind of funny up there. And
Danny's watched Jared since he started.
I've watched Jared since he started, yeah. And I watch almost every video he puts up. So
Flutie Lick is a really good guy. He's down to earth. He's
If you're looking for a good channel, he's a good channel to watch. Now, I love his banjo playing and stuff like that. He's just a natural. He's really he at his age is where I wish I'd have been at that age. I love the mountains, and I would have just loved to have had a place like he's got. I would have loved to have had those old kind of barns and stuff like that. But, I'm a little bit.
Paula wants to know, can you explain the color code for tin snips?
Oh yeah, the red ones are the right-hand ones. They're made for making right-hand cuts. The green handle ones are for left-handed cuts. They're made for cutting around a circle on the left-hand side. Yellow ones are what's called center cuts. You can make any kind of cut with a yellow one, but they're mainly made to make long, straight cuts with. So that's your 3 different basic ones: your yellows, your greens, and your reds.
The rocket mass fuel heater for the greenhouse. We could probably use our rocket stove to heat the greenhouse.
Yeah.
And it uses sticks. That's something we were going to talk about. If you don't have a way to cook and the power's down, you have to be outside, but a rocket stove is a good way. We have on our Etsy store the plans where Danny made the rocket stoves out of
pots from Walmart.
From Walmart. And then we also have a silver fire rocket stove.
Nadia, yes, I do have videos on our channel about how I made the rocket stoves.
Yes, and you can go watch it, and it'll show you step by step, I think.
Jim said, have I read the old Foxfire books? I've got all of them, but about 4, and I've read almost all of them.
Yeah, he would love to have all of them. I just got to figure out which ones he has and hunt the others.
I've read all of them, the hog butchering, the barn raising, the old stories. As a matter of fact, this past week I read one about a gentleman who was a moonshiner. And he talked about his whole life being a moonshiner, how he ended up in prison and all that stuff. And he was talking about all of his coon hunting and all that kind of stuff. I enjoyed reading.
Yeah, the Foxfire books are really good for information. And we were talking about Flutie Lick, F-L-U-T-Y, Flutie Lick Homestead.
Yeah. Okay, our last book here is written by a friend of ours' mother. We knew they have a YouTube channel. Not the people that wrote the book, but their daughter has a YouTube channel. Her and her husband.
The lady that wrote the book has passed.
Yeah, she's passed away by now.
Many years ago.
But the name is Miss Carla Emery, It's called The Encyclopedia of Country Living.
Her daughter Esther and her husband Nick have a channel called Fauchamatic Homestead. I think their videos are still up. They haven't made videos in a couple of years, but they had some really good videos.
Yeah, they live up in the mountains, up in an off-grid little cabin that they built.
There's Miss Sarah, Future Dreams to Reality. She's working on her YouTube channel a little bit. She's putting a little content up now.
We see the videos when she puts them up.
So y'all check out Future Dreams to Reality. Danny actually threw her under the bus and just put her up on stage. And
I did at one of our gatherings. I took Sarah up there and I just put her in front of everybody and I just exposed her right off the bat. And I think that's the best way to do it.
And I saw Miss Elizabeth from Homesteading with the I can't say her name, Anga, A-N-G-A, I think, family over in Africa.
Yeah.
Is it Kenya? I can't remember if it was Kenya. I know it's in Africa, but anyway, she and I have been messaging back and forth for the last few months also. I'm very interested in their new homestead. So if y'all check out her, she is going to be moving. They're cleaning up, getting everything ready. They're in the build process, and it's very interesting to watch how they build over there, the things that they're doing. I like to watch that. I love to see other people get a new place.
Salva Ridge says, I remember my sister talking about the Foxfire books way back in the 70s. I have had some of my Foxfire books since the 70s. I just, every so often when I get an opportunity, if I see them at an estate sale or if I see them, you know, at eBay or whatever, I will pick them up if I don't have that edition.
Yeah. Somebody said they had some used burner grills and sterno so they could cook with. Yes.
Oh, the little sterno cans are great for cooking with.
Thank you, Chad. Yeah, anything that is out of the normal. Oh, what is the number one thing I told you most people wouldn't have? We had this discussion before we started, and we were just throwing scenarios at each other. And I told her, I said, there's one thing that most people ain't going to have because they live in an apartment or they live in an all-electric house that has no gas. They're not going to have matches. Matches is something most people do not think to prep. So prep matches. I don't care who you are, where you live. Get you some matches. And what kind do they need?
You need the strikeable matches, the kind that you can strike anywhere.
Do not get them.
Don't get the kind that you have to have the box to strike them on, because then if your box gets wet, your matches are useless.
Yes, strike anywhere matches. Look for
Matter of fact, this past week we walked into a hardware store and I think we probably bought all they had, didn't we? Just about.
I think I did.
I think we bought everything they had in the store.
I also bought all their jar lids.
We did. They got a shipment. This was crazy. They got a shipment of jar lids in, and I was back there picking up some bolts for a project that we're going to do a video on. And the owner come walking by and said, Mr. King, we've got some jar lids in. Would you like some? I told him, I said, well,
how many
did you get? And he told me how many he had. And I said, you know what? I'll take them all. And he just looked at me kind of funny. I said, I want all of them.
Well, actually, I'd ordered.
You had ordered more than that.
What he said.
Yeah.
And back in September, y'all, I ordered in September both the flats and the regular and the largemouth. And they only got in, they were only allowed so many regular. They got no of the largemouth. And I bought all of them because they didn't equal up to what I'd asked for anyway.
Right.
And a sale's a sale. So if y'all live in Wiggins and want jar lids, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, we bought them all. When we went up to the counter to pay for them, the lady looked at us and she said, these are going to be this much money. I told her, I said, I don't care what it costs. And she just looked at me. I said, it's just money. Just ask the government. They're printing it by the trillions. I said, get you some.
They're calling us hoarders.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carrie. No, y'all, I used in the last 3 weeks between carrots and sweet potatoes, I probably used 5 or 6 dozen, probably 6 dozen.
Yeah, you used 6 dozen
flats.
Boxes of lids. Yeah.
6 dozen lids. So Y'all, I went through a third of my stash that I just bought. Now, y'all, I got another stash. I'm not out. Danny and I've been buying for years.
We've been buying for years. We could almost kick ourselves because we went in Walmart the other day and they had. Should I wait to do a video on talking about the ball lids or should I just do it now?
Y'all want to hear about the ball lids? He's having a fit to tell y'all about the ball lids.
I can wait. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Just go ahead and tell them about it because they're going to get antsy. You got
but the suspense would kill them. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more out there about ball lids than people realize.
Do y'all really want him to wait, or do you want to know about the ball lids?
I think I should just wait. I think I should just wait and do a video on it because
it might be a viral video.
It might. Because that's not why we came on here tonight, to talk about ball lids. I mean, even though there is a huge story behind the ball lids. I mean,
I think he just needs to do a video and get all his facts down and write it down and then tell y'all because it's like a story.
It's a book,
and
literally.
We've got 15 minutes.
No, I can't do it in 15 minutes. Yeah,
you can't do a video in 15 minutes anyway. You never have.
I've never been able to do a video in 15 minutes. I don't think it's possible.
I tell him I need a quick video because we didn't put one up Thursday. No, we didn't put one up Friday. I missed Friday. And I told him yesterday, I said, can you do me a quick video, just talk about something and let me put it up? Because I said, I don't have time to edit. Anyway, he goes in there, 30 minutes later, he puts up, no, he was gone a while. That thing was a little over 30 minutes. I cut a few little snippets out to shrink it down. And he can talk about things and put it together, and I can put that up really.
I mean, there's reasons why there's no ball lids. And there's just a ton of things about those lids and jars and everything that just will blow your mind. I mean, I'm like, wow, I didn't know all this stuff, you know?
You know what I should title it? You want to know about balls? What you want to know about balls?
I knew you were going to go there for some strange reason. I just knew you were going to go there.
Y'all, really, it shocked both of us. It stemmed from something I saw on Facebook on I don't remember whose group. I'm in so many groups. People add me to groups all day long, and I'm probably, if you check at Facebook, I'm in every group that somebody has that has anything to do with homesteading, and I didn't join any of them. They all just added me. So I'm in everybody's group, and these things pop up, and somebody was talking about the ball lids, and when the way they said it, I said, Danny, wait a minute. So we started researching, and the more we researched, the more we got like, wow.
Wow. I told her, I said, man, I uncovered so much stuff. I was like, how in the world? No wonder there's problems, you know?
So, y'all just wait. Gonna be a viral video.
As a matter of fact, I'll tell you this now. There's probably going to be even more of a shortage because one of the companies that manufacture the ball lids, I will tell you this, from Indiana, from Muncie, Indiana, is closing its doors. It's no longer going to be manufacturing the ball lids. So that's even going to put a bigger squeeze on the fact that there is no jar lids. But wait, there's more.
Quit telling them your thing. You got you're going to have to just start from the beginning.
When
the company started and walk the way forward. Stacy, $2.20 is an excellent. We paid.
We paid $3.47.
Was it 47?
$3.47.
Yeah, we paid $3.47. So
that's regular lids, and that's not the big mouth.
Yeah, somebody said they're $2.99. So yeah, we paid $3.49.
Yeah,
and that was at a hardware store too. That's not.
If you want canning stuff, go to hardware stores. That's where you're going to find your canning stuff.
They're starting to get them in.
Yeah, and people are saying, why I should have left some for somebody else. No, when I walk into a store, I buy everything that they have. That's just the way I am.
If it's for sale.
If it's for sale and they don't have a limit on it, I buy everything. As a matter of fact, I walked into a feed store this past week, and I told the guy, I said, do you have a limit on anything in his store? And he said, no. I said, good, I want the whole store. And he looked at me and he said, what? I said, I'll buy the whole place right now. I want the building, I want the feed, I want everything you got in this whole store. He said, well, I'll make you a heck of a deal right now. And then I busted out laughing and told him, I said, no, I don't want the whole store. I just want all your feed.
We just want one bale of hay.
Yeah. Times
3. Or
4.
We went 4 times.
We went to town 4 times, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have bought all the hay he had if I'd have had a better way to haul it, but I didn't.
He's got a trailer, but he was having heart issues that day, and
Yep.
he didn't want to drive, and he definitely didn't want me driving with the trailer with 3 or 4 bales of hay on it.
Right.
Yeah, they're saying stop giving away the secrets. You gotta stop.
I've used Tattler lids before. I actually lost about 50% of what I did one time with Tattler lids, because Tattler lids, I mean, if you use them, I guess for canning things like tomatoes and stuff like that, they're fine. Maybe some green beans or something. But when you start doing something like corn or meat or soups or anything like that that's got to go for an hour and a half, the lids just did not hold up.
Yeah, I've never tried them. And y'all, we're using the.
Sinclair just told my secret.
He did.
Sinclair, how could you do that?
We're using the freeze dryer now. We've done 2 batches, and we're learning. It's a learning curve because we're used to canning. I was used to freezing, and then I had to learn to can. So both of them, and dehydrating is another way to do things. And not everybody can afford a freeze dryer. I get that. But we are trying to learn how to freeze dry our food, because Danny can't really eat other.
I can't. I've tried from other companies and it makes me sick.
And so we're trying ours, and mainly I'm freeze drying for the future. It's not something I'll use day to day. I'm still going to be canning because canning is my way to do things. The freeze dryers for the future, and snacks or something. But I don't see the purpose of freeze drying a whole bunch of stuff that I can eat already as is, because I see people doing Skittles and all this stuff, and I'm sure it's pretty good. But I'm thinking I like Skittles just like they are, and I don't have to do anything to them. My thing is I like to be time saving. If I'm going to be freeze drying something, it's going to be something that I need in the future for something. I can vacuum seal Skittles as is.
Yes.
Sheila says she's canned meat with Tattlers and hasn't even lost.
Yeah, see, I lost mine with Tattlers. I don't know what it was. Maybe I tightened them too tight. I mean, I have a bad habit of that. I mean, I did find out later that I was told that might be what it was.
He just hasn't ever tried again.
I just hadn't tried anymore because I didn't want to ruin any more meat.
Yeah. EV3 says they just started dehydrating with vacuum packing and O2 absorbers. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't use any hay anymore for anything because all hay here, I have talked to people and they look at me like I got 3 heads or something. I told them, I said, I want hay that is,
Samuel.
Okay. I want some hay that don't have grays on. They go, what idiot would grow hay without grays on? He says, it's got weeds in it. I said, I know, I have Dexter cows. Dexter loves weeds. And they go, oh, there ain't no way, man. Nobody wants hay with weeds in it. And I was just like, well, right, whatever. Anyway,
Samuel says he's
Samuel
16.
is 16 years old and he's building his first barn. Is that
barn.
Pole barn. Could you give me some advice, please? Don't make it too tall. I'm doing a lot of research on the old historic barns. The bottom floor of the attic or loft or whatever you want to call it was only about 7 feet high. It was just over a man's head. That was so that they could pull a wagon up in there and throw the hay out of the wagon up into the loft of the barn really easy. It wasn't real high. Now, up north, there was some of them that was pretty high, but down south here, a lot of them were down low. And it's easier to keep it cool and warm for the animals if it's down low. If you're up north, I don't know where you're actually from, but if you're up north, you're going to want a steeper roof on it, at least the
pitch.
The pitch of the roof, you're going to want at least an 8-12 pitch or maybe a 12-12. So that if there's any snow, it will actually slide off of the roof and not get hung up on it. And there's just, don't use round poles. I mean, I hate to say that, but it's the truth. If you'll go ahead and you'll just use, or if you have a sawmill or know somebody who has a sawmill and can cut your poles square, square poles are so much easier to work with. It just makes building a barn so much nicer and so much easier. And I would use 6x6s I wouldn't use any poles smaller than a 6x6 because barns are pretty heavy, especially if you have to put hay in them or if animals get to pushing against them. You're going to want something at least 6 inches square.
Yeah.
And yes, if you build a barn, build it bigger than you think you will need. And Lord, has Danny learned anything in his life? Build it bigger than you think you will need.
Yeah, if you think you're going to need a 12 by 12, build a
20,
18 by 20 or something.
Build a 20 by 20 or a 30 by 40 because at some point you're going to need a bigger barn.
You're going to say, why didn't I go ahead?
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. His barn is full to capacity.
I'm at the point of considering building a whole new barn because mine just it just isn't functioning well for me.
When he first built the thing, he did not have a whole bunch of animals.
I had goats.
Yeah, and you set it up for goats.
I set it up for goats. I didn't have any cows because I'd moved from my other farm where I had cattle. My barn over there, you could put 2 or 3 of these barns in it. But I built a smaller barn. I said, because I don't have any cows, I just got goats and I got a few pigs.
And you had a few chickens.
And a few chickens. And now I'm back with the cows.
And the boats, the whole thing set up for goats.
It's set up for goats, and it just is not working good.
So we've got some of it set up for the cows now.
Yeah.
He built onto it and made a cow thing.
Yeah.
So we've got to decide how many cows is enough. That's our biggie right now.
That's a biggie right now is figuring out just how many cows we want to keep and how many we're going to sell, and you know what we want to do. I mean, it's because feed in the future is fixing to be a big issue.
Yeah.
And we got to really.
And we're only on 10 acres.
Yeah.
And if y'all know anything about our place, now we have 2 ponds that took up a good bit of area. And so he's redone the fencing so that we have a good bit of space all the way around the perimeter of our place. And we've got another fencing to go to finish that out.
Yeah.
And the cows will have quite a bit of area, but even with that, at some point you can get too many cows on your property.
Yeah.
And so, and we've had a lot of people want to buy our Dexters. So in the future, when we have babies, we've got to start deciding which ones to keep, which ones to sell, and keep a happy minimum with, say, 5 or 6, not 10 or 12.
Right. Because we got a bunch of cows right now.
And
they're multiplying fast.
And I think that's where a lot of homesteaders get caught up. They end up with way too many chickens, way too many cows, way too many pigs, goats. They just don't want to get rid of them. As they have babies, they just keep collecting. Then the feed bill goes skyrocketing.
Yeah.
And if things get where you can't afford feed, our feed guys told us feed's going up. And so we have to find a happy medium with that. How many's enough? You know, I like my 12 chickens or 15, whatever I got, 14, I think. That's enough. That really is too many. Probably 6 to 7 chickens would be enough for us as far as egg layers. Now, if we were doing meat birds, what we did 25 last time, meat birds probably 50 a year.
50 a year.
And that would probably might last a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
50 would be a great thing for us to have. So we may do that in the future.
Do I know Gary Rankin, retired carpenter from Lumberton? No, I don't know him. I know a lot of carpenters, but I don't know him.
How much land do you need to grow hay for a cow?
You need 40 acres if you're going to have hay and cattle on the same place. You don't no less than 40 acres.
Can we grow our own rye?
I tried one time. I mean, I grow rye grass, but I don't. It's very difficult, but not rye.
Thank you, Lippy.
Can you grow your own hay there? Not on our property. We can't. We have too much timber and ponds and buildings everywhere and stuff like that. We just have enough for pasture right now.
Yeah, we don't have hay areas here.
No.
We would need a good 10 acres or more.
I need a good 10-acre field just to be able to have hay, and I've only got 10 acres.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
Are we through with the books?
I think we through with the books, yeah.
So guys, that's just a few. We have a whole supply of
Oh
books.
yeah, I got a ton more in there.
One good thing, if you ever plan on butchering, there's a butchering book. What is it called?
Back to the basics of butchering.
Yes, that's if you're gonna butcher, that's a must. You need it on your homestead. If you have to learn how to do it on your own, you want that book. Anything to do with quick old-timey survival, because
yeah,
no electricity, no gas is no fun.
Right. Somebody said we don't have chickens. Yes, we have chickens. We have plenty of chickens.
Yeah, I have.
Just listen to our videos. They're in them every video.
We have 2 roosters that will not shut up.
Yeah, they won't shut up.
And I think I got 12 hens, 13, 14 hens. I don't know, something like that. Yes, we've had honeybees before.
Yes, we've had over 100 boxes here at a time.
We had a company that would bring the bees here and overwinter them, and then pick them up in the spring and take them to the almond fields. And we did that about 3 winters, I think, and they gave us free honey from
Sarah says, would you be able to grow hay without a baler and all the heavy equipment? We could grow it, but we couldn't harvest it. I mean, but they have people who will go around and they'll harvest it for you on halves.
Eagle Lover, post your video, post your question again. I see you asked him, did we see the question? So can you post it again? The chat runs so fast.
The chat's running so fast, we can't, it's hard for us to keep up with everybody.
What is the best timber you grow for your wood stove?
We grow hardwoods, mainly oak. Oak is our best. Maple makes a good hardwood, but we don't get a lot of maple here. We have some, but not a lot. Water oaks are big, and red oaks are big. We don't have any white oak here. I have one that I planted in the bottom of the pasture, but that's it.
Okay, somebody's asking, have you planted the sugar rush red seeds I sent you? Okay, so which seeds is that? Is that tomatoes?
We haven't planted any.
Is that what we got this week?
We
got something unusual.
We haven't planted. The only things we planted is just a very few tomato seeds and a few pepper seeds and a few squash seeds. That's all we've planted because it's been so cold.
Yeah, if it was tomatoes, I think in one of those we got that this week, if I'm not mistaken. I just saw Tractor Supply sells bees, but they ship to your house. Wow. Well, we don't do bees because we really don't have anywhere now. We put the cabin where the bees were.
Yeah, we put the cabin where our bees used to be at, so we don't really have a location for bees anymore.
And plus, we found out we have a neighbor that's like right through the woods that has bees, so the two were not compatible. They say you don't need that many hives that close.
Ever use an ice box or make your own ice block? Well, as a matter of fact, I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to build an ice box.
Yes, we've been saving all kinds of styrofoam, and my office was full of styrofoam from all kinds of stuff, so he finally boxed it up and got it out of my office.
Have you ever had ducks or considered trying them? I have had ducks in the past. I have very seriously considered the khaki Campbells, but I just have not actually done it yet. What do I think about Bill Gates wanting synthetic meat? Well, it ain't the fact that he wants it, he's already making it. As a matter of fact, I've already watched them print the meat. And it is, it's all it is. It's just a filler. It's just nasty.
All right, Nancy's asked, and I did see this a while ago. How difficult is it to grow rosemary from seed?
Very difficult, because the seeds are so small. It's really hard.
Are your boards painted in the greenhouse?
Yes.
Most of them.
Most all of them are painted with white paint.
We like a few. We just quit. I don't know. We got to get in there and finish. Let's see. You could get an antique sickle bar more. Okay, it jumped. I don't know where. It just
jumps.
It went boom.
Eagle Lover, I'm still not seeing your question. So.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at. I've been waiting on it. You mentioned
in the video you got a different wood stove to be more efficient. Is there something specific to look for? Yes, you want one that's a catalytic wood stove that reburns the gases in it. Plus has a cooktop that you can cook on. We like the one with the glass door on the front because we like to be able to see our fire.
But
And when you want to make sure you get one that heats an area that's big enough for the building that you're putting it in. Ours will heat 3,000 square feet. Make sure, because ours we had to order the fire brick in it, and the fire brick was ungodly amount of money we had to pay for them.
but the glass doors will, what do you call it, ash over.
Yeah.
And I have a video on, I don't know if it's on Crazy Days or if it's on Deep South, on how to clean those glass doors. You'll be amazed. When I heard about it, I thought, no way. And when I tried it, it worked. So if you need to know how to clean glass doors, check it out. Our stove is a Ponderosa by Vogelzang.
Yeah.
Where'd you say we ordered it from?
Northern Tool.
Yeah, there. Are we smoking any bass fish? We got to get them big enough.
We got to get them big enough to catch first.
We are hoping to have some. Cece says they're picking up a Vermont casting wood stove tomorrow. Oh wow!
Oh wow! Now that's Vermont.
Those are nice.
Those are nice. I love. Depending on what color you get, but I think they're nice.
You can grow rosemary from
cuttings. You can grow rosemary from cuttings. As a matter of fact, if you lay a limb on the ground, it'll just root and you can just dig it up.
Walter wants to know the video on lids. How soon will it be before you put that out? He hadn't made it yet.
I hadn't made it yet. I can put it out probably this coming week if I get a chance to sit down and actually make it.
Yeah.
Good night, Two Family. Glad you was able to be with us. Wanda, is Crazy Days a channel you have been?
You have here.
You have here. Yes, it's a channel on YouTube.
It's DAZES.
Yeah, DAZES, not DAYS.
Yeah, DAZES. Yes, I have my own channel. Not very many people. We don't mention it very often because we kind of forget. I go over there and I throw videos up, and I will be doing the GreenStalk video. I did a crock pot oatmeal video, and I'm going to show you how I froze it and rehydrated it. Heated it up.
Can you cook on a kerosene heater? I don't think I would because I don't know if I'd like the smell or taste of kerosene in something.
I wouldn't want that. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kerosene just seems to take over. The smell does. I don't know if it actually hurts you, but I don't know if I'd take a chance. Have you made bacon from Boston butt before?
I've never made bacon from a Boston butt, no.
Fishes and Loaves says, I need to move. I can't imagine a wood stove in our HOA.
If you're in an HOA, you need to get out.
They're saying I don't think so. You could probably warm something on a kerosene heater. But
yeah, you could probably warm it on it, but I would be a little skeptical because the kerosene leaves a very strong scent in the air. And it's easy to get used to it once you get it going, but it leaves too strong a scent for me. My mom and them had one in their house, and it about drove me up the wall.
Yeah, I used to have one years ago, and the smell is something that bothered me all the time. I don't know. This was probably 10, 12. No, that's 15 to 20
years ago. Yeah, that's a long time ago.
So what they have now may be different from what I had back then. I don't know. This was when kerosene heaters first came out. They were the going thing for a few years, and everybody would buy one, and it would, when you first light it, it would throw that smell out for a few minutes, and it took a while to kind of dissipate.
Somebody's asking, what is an HOA? It's a homeowners association. When you live in a subdivision, they have the right to tell you what you can and cannot do on the property that you bought and paid for, because there's rules and regulations on the land. I personally would not live in a place like that, but a lot of people choose to live there, and there's nothing wrong with it if that's what you like to do. It just doesn't go with who I am. If I buy and pay for something, there ain't nobody gonna tell me what I'm gonna do here or there. If you do, we got problems.
Hey, recyclable homestead. That's hard to say. Recyclable.
Yeah. When should I plant the speckled butter peas I received this week from your Etsy store? After all danger of frost is gone, and the daytime temps are Well, it doesn't matter about the daytime temps as long as it's not going to frost anymore.
Let's see.
Okay.
They're saying warm food on a kerosene heater, but keep it covered.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We're getting.
All right, it's past our time.
Yeah, it is. I'm just watching. Okay, I never did see where Eagle Lover posted his.
I never did see Eagle Lover's thing come back up. I kept waiting and looking, but I never did see it.
So Eagle Lover, if you have to put it in all caps and put it up if you're still in there.
Deborah said they survived the snowstorm in '93 in Alabama 7 days from cooking on a kerosene heater.
Ah, okay. So
I mean, you can do whatever you have to do, you know.
So Gma says, disc or paper? What's that about? So during the show, we've been talking about having books instead of disc. You can download almost anything from the computer and have it in your computer. I mean, from the internet and have it in your computer. But when the power's out, this is the best thing to have. A handheld book that you can sit and read, and it tells you how to survive, how to plant a garden, how to plant raised beds, how to hunt and fish, how to cut meat. That's what you need is books, not disc. Disc is great if you got your computer or download them, whatever. Oh, we didn't talk about your books and my book.
Well, I do have 2 books that I've wrote. I have a. We talk about everybody's books, but our own book. I have a book called A Sweet Potato Manual. I don't actually have it here with me, but I have a sweet potato manual, and I have an English pea manual that I have written that explains all about planting the green peas and all about planting sweet potatoes, how to do it, all the little secrets to it. Even got some recipes in it, and they're on our Etsy store. Ms. Wanda also has a cookbook that she's wrote that she has some fantastic recipes, and it's called Simple. It's country cooking, but it's very simple because she uses things that you have at the house to cook all her recipes with. They're not all these elaborate things that you got to run out to the store and purchase. It's just good home, down home Southern cooking.
Yeah, and I had somebody today message me just before we went live about Aston. Said, could you show us how you cook from the things you have at your house? And I told him I have a playlist on Deep South called What Is It Like to Eat at Deep South Homestead. Go look at that playlist. I don't know how many videos I got up in there talking about the way we eat, what we eat, how I cook, recipes, you name it. Also have gluten-free playlist. I have another Deep South recipes playlist. So if you can, check those videos out. There's playlists with lots and lots and lots of different things. And my cookbook, link in the description. This is the second one I've done. All the recipes from the first one is in the second one. And at some time in the future, I probably will update with all these new recipes that I create. I will add them. But I use what we grow and very little store-bought stuff added in.
Yes. And people were asking about the book. This is going to be one of them right here. I'll get it right. It's called Sweet Potato Manual. Deep South Homestead. Has all types of tells you everything in it about planting sweet potatoes, what to do, how to do it, from beginning to end.
How to grow a slip.
How to grow a slip. People stick them in water. Do not put them in water.
Oh,
okay?
It'll work.
It'll work. But God never intended for people to put sweet potatoes in water because it's a lot of work to get slips.
If you want it to grow enough sweet potatoes to survive, put the sweet potatoes in dirt. Even if you have to take a container because it's cold and put it in the garage or wherever. We grew sweet potato slips in a container in our greenhouse on the barn.
Yeah.
About 4 years ago, we started them in February, the 1st of February. We made more slips in that container of dirt. We planted like 400 slips out in our thing. We gave away and gave away and gave away all kinds of slips.
Yeah.
So put them in dirt, you will be shocked.
Yeah, the other book that we have here that I wrote is called An English Pea Manual. Tells you all about raising English peas. There is all types of pictures in it that explains everything. These pictures are from our property, from our place. We didn't get anything off the internet. Both these books are on the Etsy store. You can purchase them there. They have the holes already punched in them for a 3-ring binder right here, so you can keep them with all your records. Makes it real easy to reference them if you need them.
Oh, and the new book,
Eagle Lover. Did he put up? Somebody said Eagle Lover. Oh no, what?
I didn't. I still didn't.
I haven't seen any of them posts in the chat.
I don't know. Let me look back and see, because I'm missing Eagle Lovers. If he's putting it up, it's popping out. I see one every now and then. Okay, thanks. I posted it like 20 times. Well, I'm not seeing it.
It's not coming up. Evidently, you're making it too long. A lot of times, if there's too many words in it, it will not post.
Yes, that is one thing. And if you put...
What are you doing?
I'm messing.
No. Click that one.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, now how do I get the other back? Okay, we're good. I'll just leave it.
No, you're freaking out here because
I was fixing to shut us
off. She's punching buttons, getting rid of everything here. You got bury the sweet potatoes in dirt or let them peek out. Bury them in dirt about 3 to 4 inches deep. Sawdust is the best. And keep it damp, not soaking wet, but damp. That way when the slips come up and they put their roots on, they're easy to pull out of the sawdust. A lot of times if you put them in dirt, just pure dirt, then you go to pull up the slips and they want to break off. But if you put them in sawdust, I like to do mine about 6 inches under the soil, so they got a lot of good roots on them.
And we also have videos on
we got
how to do
lots
it.
of videos
Look
on how to do it.
Deep South Homestead. Type it in and type sweet potato slips. How to grow sweet potato slips. Sweet potatoes. You'll get
there we go.
Videos on top of videos.
Chill hours too long with freeze in Houston. I guess you're talking about your chill hours on trees. It doesn't matter if you have
a greenhouse.
Huh?
See, if in a greenhouse.
It doesn't matter how long the chill hours are, as long as you meet the required chill hours. If you go over that, it's not going to hurt.
He's talking about citrus trees.
It's not going to hurt if you get more chill hours than you need for your trees. That's not going to hurt. What hurts is not getting enough chill hours.
Yeah. Where do you get sawdust if you don't have a saw? Can you buy it?
I don't know if you can buy sawdust or not.
But you could get like cotton mix will work just as good.
Cotton soil will work just as good. Wood chips will work just as good. You can buy the wood chips like you get for stalls for horses. Anything like that will work just as good.
Saltine Cracker said they purchased compost from a local garden center and it brought weeds into the garden. Anytime you get compost, you're going to get weeds.
Yeah.
Because the animals eat a variety of stuff. And it goes into that, and it comes back out weeds. They do not sift that stuff. There's no way to.
After we plant taters, do I need to water in real good? Well, I guess you're talking about the...
He's in Texas.
If you're in Texas, you probably need to. But don't water them. After you water them the first time, don't just keep watering them or they'll rot.
Yeah, just one time. Unless it dries out really, really bad after they come up.
Joff Outdoors says horse farms have sawdust. They do, but be careful because horses eat hay that have grazon used on it, and you could get grazon poisoning and actually ruin your sweet potatoes.
That's Jeff.
Oh, is it Jeff?
Geoff.
I just glanced at it and saw it.
I have a fireplace insert. Can I pull it out and put in a freestanding stove?
As long as you get your pipe to go up the chimney, you can. You can't just stick it into the fireplace. It's got to go up the chimney.
And out the top.
And out the top.
Yeah. Okay, I have potting soil. I'm going to do it tonight. We'll compare the results to my very beautiful water-grown sweet potatoes.
You'll find out you will get twice, if not quadruple, the amount of sweet potato slips you grow in dirt that you do in water.
And you already have roots on them when you detach them from the potato in the ground, where most people have to grow roots after they detach them from water.
Yeah.
And we had a lady, when we first did the videos 4 years ago, we had a lady contact and she says, I've always grown mine in water. I've never heard of doing it in dirt. That sounds weird. And Danny says, I'm sorry, just try it. She did a comparison and she sent him back and she said, I apologize, full apologize. She said,
she actually did a
believe me.
video. She actually
She
did a
did.
video on it.
Yeah. She said, here's my water. And she and she didn't even try. She took the potatoes that were bad potatoes and just put them in a little bitty thing of dirt. She had a pan and put them in there, and they were just green everywhere.
Slips everywhere.
And the one in water had like one or two, and they spindly looking, didn't look good. These were beautiful. The water one, it was total amazement. She was amazed.
Well, as Deborah Haynes says, I planted my sweet potatoes in tubs with my blueberries. Had more slips than I could plant.
We always do.
We always have more. Last year we probably threw 1,000 away.
And we planted 600.
Yeah, we planted 600. We gave away until how many? And we still threw away.
Yeah. 2 pounds of fertilizer per 35-foot row for potatoes. Does that sound right?
You're going to need more fertilizer than that. On 2 35-foot rows, I probably use...
No, 1 35-foot row.
On 1 35-foot row, I probably use about 10 pounds of fertilizer.
Okay.
Okay, we're way past our time.
They need to put their prayer request up.
Yep. Throw your prayer request up there. We have got to get off of here tonight.
We do want to remember everybody that went through the storm. There's probably still some without power. Those that still are without food. We talked to the FedEx guy today.
Yep.
And he said that FedEx here in our area, and we didn't get anything. We had no problem. He said our FedEx trucks don't even run because there's nothing for them to run for. Because everything's coming from Memphis, and Memphis was frozen. So we are getting the effects of it as well as everybody else. The trucks can't run, so you're not getting your packages. I saw somebody earlier saying something about delayed mail. You can't get mail through if you can't get a truck through. So they're having issues, and so everything is delayed.
Yes, Sammy, you can plant a sweet potato even if it's not organic from a store. You can still plant it.
Yes, we had enough sweet potatoes to feed the army. I just cleaned my dining room of the last of them, and we still have some in the cellar that we're going to be baking and using fresh. We're still eating fresh sweet potatoes. This is the end of February. So, and I have jarred sweet potatoes for when we don't have them fresh. So I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
Christy Bett says, could use prayer. A worn out caregiver. Yes.
I've been a caregiver. I understand, Christy. We've both been caregivers. I understand completely. I was for 6 years, and it was amazing that the people, the hospice people, kept asking me, Danny, how are you doing? And I told them, I said, I'm doing fine. She's the one you need to be worried about. And later on, they told me, they said, no, we actually keep more of an eye on the person that's actually doing the caregiving than we do the person that's on hospice. Because the person that's on hospice, we know what their end result's going to be. But you are the one that we're concerned about. You know, and I didn't realize it until later, the toll that it would take on me.
Yes, being a caregiver is a tough job because you let yourself go while you're caring for a patient. And so our thoughts are with you. I see lots of people asking for prayer for surgeries and different things. One person, their sister's in Virginia, someplace we don't even think about. Everybody's on Texas and stuff, and Louisiana, top of Mississippi and stuff. Yeah. But Virginia, he said she's been out 8 days. Yeah. So they're having problems.
Jan.
Jeff said he's a caregiver 20 years.
Yeah.
Or she. I'm sorry. When I see the name, I think of a guy, so it might might not be that. Pray for David, kidney problems. Grandma Rose.
NC Farmer.
Heidi says pray for the country and those devastated by the storms.
I hope this storm has really been a wake-up call for the whole nation as far as being prepared goes. My concern is that they're going to come in and start making all these executive orders that's going to go totally against what we need, is what I'm afraid of.
Yes, one thing that we really worry about is everybody's getting ready to plant. What happened last year, this time last year when the seed thing started, they did not consider seeds and planting supplies essential. You could not go in and buy it. And we've already seen one country that has seeds galore, but there's these big signs over it, not essential. So you can't buy them. If you want to plant something, you can't buy the seeds, even though they're sitting right in front of you.
Yeah.
You can walk by them, you can't pick them up.
Jeff is a guy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a guy.
Yeah, I'm a guy. Okay, guys, we got to pray when we get off of here tonight. Father, we thank you so much for being good to us. It's been a wonderful night. You've given us a good chat, Lord. We appreciate all the people here. And my prayer is that we've been able to be a blessing to those that had questions. Lord, there's probably a lot we didn't get to. And for those, I apologize. We can't answer everything. We just get to what we can see because the chat just rolls so fast. And Lord, we just pray that everybody here tonight, a lot of people had prayer requests here, Lord. I mean, lots of prayer requests. And Father, it would take too long to mention them all. We know you're the great physician and you're the great caregiver, Lord. And we pray that you'll meet the needs of everyone here tonight, whether their needs are physical, spiritual, emotional, financial, all these areas, Lord. We pray that you will meet their need in every one of those areas. And Lord, tonight we pray for the condition that our country's in. We want to blame it on a lot of things, Father, but sometimes nature just does what it does, and man likes to jump in and tamper with it and try to make it to its advantage. Father, we know a lot of that's going on also, but we pray that those that are affected will be able to come through this and be much wiser. And Lord, I pray that you'll make the financial resources available for anybody who needs to upgrade or make prep items, to get prep items that they need to make a situation like this better on themselves, Father. And Lord, if anyone's in a situation where they can't have what they need to survive, then help them to just get out of there, Lord. Help them to find a place where they can go to, where they can survive and do it the way you intended for us to. And if our country goes the wrong way and begins to make all these stupid executive orders that says that we can't do certain things for our own benefit, then Father, I pray that the hand of God will rebuke these people and that you will bring them down to their knees, Lord, and help them to realize that we're your creation, not the rules that they want to imply upon us, Father. And you give us authority over them. And in Christ's name, Lord, we just pray that tonight we can all lay our heads down and we can have a good night's rest. We can all be warm. And Lord, those that don't have electricity, I pray that tonight they can have a way to stay warm, Father, and that their electricity will come back on soon. And Father, that they'll be the much wiser about knowing what to do to be better prepared now. We love you, we appreciate you, and may the blessings of obedience be bestowed upon everyone here tonight, Father. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. All right.
Oh, I'm getting sleepy now.
Yeah, I know. When you close your eyes, go to pray, you almost want to just stay
You
asleep.
almost go to sleep.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to get busy. I have no videos so far for next week. He's going to do this ball cannon lid thing sometime. I don't know what day. I do have one last video to make for the air fryer February. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing, or if I have no clue. It's supposed to go up Wednesday, I think. He'll do porch time, and I've got the video on what we did the first time in the freeze dryer Monday.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we'll work this next week, unless something comes up. He is working outside on the canning kitchen, so hopefully by the end of the week, a video on the canning kitchen.
We're hoping.
He has a project in the barn that he worked on this week. I didn't get to film him piece by piece do what he's doing, but he's going to show you what it is and talk about it a little bit.
This project has been in making a year.
Yeah. People on Patreon probably saw it last year because I know I did a little video and shot it over there when we got it. And we ain't
even talked about it or even touched it in a year. And I
Yeah.
finally, the other day, in all this cold, I told Wanda, I said, I'm fixing to go finish this project because I had nothing to do. Yeah. Well, it ain't that I didn't have anything to do. I didn't have nothing to do outside.
He couldn't go outside.
I couldn't go outside because it was just too cold. So I went in my barn, built a fire, and finished the project.
Thank you, Sheila. Yeah, y'all go check Crazy Days out. I appreciate it because I was really hoping to get to 15,000 before long, and I've been stuck at 12,000 for a year, and I finally hit 13,000 a couple of weeks ago. So y'all help me get to 15,000. That would be awesome.
That'd be good. Thanks, Jeff, for the size of the blocks because I just did. I have looked everywhere for building ice boxes, and there's just really no good videos out there.
Yeah. So thank you guys, and we're going to see if we can figure this out.
Yeah, I'm going to let Miss Wanda see. Oh, wrong one.
This one?
That one goes first.
Y'all will hear all kinds of stuff if I can't figure this out.
All right. Let's click this.